Can we start with an update on Matthew Joseph?
Yeah, likely minimum 2 weeks, lower body injury. Parker Kelly will play, so we'll reevaluate when we get home.
I'm guessing your mindset going into this father-son trip was to make sure that everybody did play, though, in one of the 2 games.
Yeah, but it's the NHL, and you're winning games. So, I mean, I've been a part of these before where a guy didn't play, and that's unfortunate, but that is the league. In this situation, everyone's going to play due to injuries. And, everyone's going to get a shot at it. So, but most importantly is that we get the dads a win tomorrow.
Was it a good time to get Parker out and then get him back and almost have that reset?
I think it's a refresh. I think, you've seen it with Zaitsev going down. You've seen it with Brassard. Sometimes you got to take a step back to take a couple steps forward. And I think in Parker's situation, I think tomorrow he'll be refreshed, lots of energy, he'll be jumping.
Am I correct in my assessment that Mark Kastelik had one of his better games last night?
Yeah, for sure. That line as a whole, physical, they skated, they did what they had to do. They won face-offs, he won big face-offs. And that's just a glimpse, I think, of what you're going to see from him throughout his career. He's going to have his ups and downs here in his first year or two, but he's a guy that's in superior shape and is a punishing forechecker. So, I mean, when he puts the puck in, there's not a whole lot of guys want to go back and get it. As you see, with that first goal yesterday, they don't want to, take the hit, and all of a sudden Brassard shooting in the net.
I'm also guessing that you're not going to ask too much of a change from how your team played last night.
Very physical. That's the way we have to play. And that's a really good team in Dallas. They're a big physical back end, but I thought we were real physical and we hit them. And that's the way we have to play. We gotta give you no room, no time, and no space. We have to play fast. We got to hold on to pucks in the O-zone. And if we do that, we can be a good team every night.
Your 200-foot game, though, was very apparent last night.
Yeah, it was. We had buy-in from everyone. I mean, coming off a really bad performance against LA, it was a concentrated effort that we'd be a lot better. But no one foresaw a 2-0 lead like that. But we stayed the course, and we just kept playing.
Just on Joseph, when did that happen?
Forecheck play, I believe. In the third period, knee kind of got pinched, or leg got pinched on the boards there, and he was unable to skate.
Sorry.
Coach, in that 200-foot game, what does it mean to have a player like Tyler Mott, whose impact on the game isn't always evident in the box score, but he's always keeping that pressure on the opposing defense?
Well, he was really good on the forecheck yesterday. I mean, obviously everyone wants to score. There's guys that score more than others, and there's guys that check to set up guys to score. He's one of those guys that can play on any line. I thought he was really good yesterday. He was physical. He was physical on offense and defense. We know he can penalty kill, and in the D zone he's going to block shots. But we need everyone. Right now we need everyone to crawl ourselves back in this thing.
Just, you probably deserved a better fate last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we could say that a lot of nights, but we didn't win the game. And overtime's a tough way to lose. When you lose in overtime, you wish you had ties like the old days. When you win, you won the game, and it was great. But you got to turn the page. We take the effort. We feel good that we played a good game. We get ourselves a point. You need to do that again tomorrow. And you need to beat a good Nashville team and play the same way to come home.
What do you need from your goaltenders?
Just consistency. They're trying. Everyone's trying. Guys go through ups and downs. They've been really good at times as well. So I'm not going to dwell on that. The goaltending and the goalie coaches and these guys work at what they do. They're good goalies in this league, and they'll be good for us. And I assume Talby will be good tomorrow.
Big challenge for your group right now is to rinse and repeat. Do almost exactly what you did in Dallas tomorrow.
Yeah, I think throughout the year you're always trying to find consistency. You're trying to find consistency in the way that you play and the way that you prepare for each game. After a game that we didn't necessarily like at home, to respond the way that we did in Dallas on the road and a tough place to play. Get back to, we talk about our identity and getting back to it, but to be able to do it on a night-to-night basis is what we're looking to do. So we'll try to do that here tomorrow.
It looked as though in Dallas you just took the mindset after it was 2-0, forget the score and move on.
Absolutely. There's, sometimes we as players and fans and everybody forgets that there's 2 teams out there with really good players. You're going to give up goals. There's going to be things that happen in a game that are sometimes created by yourself that are mistakes, and sometimes that are just good plays by the other team. So you have to be able to, it's a game of mistakes, and you have to be able to move on quickly, and learn from them quickly, but be able to put them on the back burner a little bit and get back to doing what we want to do. And when we're driving the play, when we're dictating, we like the way things are going. So it's more of just getting back to that rather than dwelling on things that were negative.
Just in when you got down 2-0, you have to avoid that "here we go again" mentality too, don't you?
Absolutely, and I don't know. It can be easy to fall into that, but I don't. This is a completely different team and group than the last 3, 4, 5 years here. It's not "here we go again" for me. It's not "here we go again" for a lot of guys, but I think that narrative kind of gets created a little bit out in the, away from our group. Our group doesn't have that. Our group just knows that we need to get back to doing what we're doing, and it's easier said than done. But when we can find a way to flip it around quickly like that and just get back to doing what we want to do in the game, we're going to find a way back in it.
I mean, do you have your grandfather here?
That's great. It's great. It's really special. You can take for granted, I think, the day in and day out of playing the NHL after a little while. I don't know, this is year 9 or 10 for me, and he's been on a few father's trips, but it's always exciting to have the parents around, for them to be able to just get to be part of the day-to-day with us, to know what it's like, coming from where we were as kids when they were carting everybody around to tournaments and all that, to now seeing what it's like at the highest stage. I mean, we are the best at what we do in the world, and it's special for them to see that, and it's special for us to have them around.
I think it's kind of fun that he gets to come here.
It
This is
is,
his first
yeah.
trip with you, right?
This is his first trip with the Senators.
Yeah.
He's been on a few with he went on a few with Nashville, but it's interesting to come back here to have it. Obviously, he spent a lot of time coming down to Nashville to see me play here. So I think he feels like a little bit of a regular around here, walking around. He knows the sights and sounds. He knows all about Broadway and Bridgestone Arena. So it's cool for him. It's kind of come full circle for sure.
Just and how long a drive is that from Detroit?
It's about 8 hours, so it's kind of about halfway really for them to come up to Ottawa as it is to come down here. So they do my grandpa and my grandma do the same thing. They come down or come up wherever I'm at like 3 or 4 times a year. So he was down here in Nashville a lot, and then he was up for the whole first week and a half of the season in Ottawa, which was great. But this is nice to have him on this trip.